Alright, hello. Welcome to EVE Online Quick Start Part 41. So this is like 10 days later since we made our last video. This video, we're just pretty much talking about things we did the past 10 days. So the great thing about EVE Online is that if you don't want to play anymore, you are actually playing other games. So we've been playing other games and recording footage, and we might release videos for other games. But at this point, we've been logging in to our characters. We've been doing these skilling sprees, maybe planning out our main character's skill tree, and logging into our alts as well, and updating all of our blueprints offers. So as long as we're just always researching something, right? We just log into all three of our characters, just research blueprints, and by the end of it, we'll have tons and tons of fully researched blueprints to produce pretty much anything that we want. And then our main character, you pretty much just sit there and plan out what type of ship would you like to fly in 2 weeks, or what type of ship would you like to fly in 1 month, and then just literally put the skills on the training queue. And then pretty much if you're playing some other game for 2 weeks and then you come back, maybe you'll be able to fly the ship. Alright, so we're just adding a little bit more, but we do have to go pretty soon. The store is closing. But how to make money. So just basically run the hidden combat sites. Actually ignore the run the hideaway combat sites. Ignore the hidden ones, ignore the forsaken, ignore the forlorn sites. Just run the refugee sites as well. There's only 2 sites, right, if we're looking at the website. So Grista's hideaway, ignore the hidden hideaways, ignore the forsaken hideaways, ignore the forlorn hideaways, and go for the refugees. So you ignore the burrows as well, right? So it's just run the Grista's hideaways, run Grista's refugees, run Grista's scout outpost, get the 250 million plus drops that we have not been able to receive yet. But maybe we'll actually try running these sites and make a video, because other people are making videos and they're like, we make 500 million in 2 hours, we make 2 billion in 4 hours. I don't know how they make 500 million in 2 hours, but we'll figure it out eventually. Hello, welcome. So this is just going to be a video about how to play the game without playing the game. So we've been playing other games. We've been recording videos of other games, and we log in every day just to check up on our character and train our skills. So if you're getting bored of the game, right, and you don't want to fit or fly the ships anymore, as long as you have a membership, or I guess even if you don't have membership, your skills will just train at half the speed. But you could just literally put skills on here and they would train while you're playing other games. So that's a super sick thing, right? You don't want to play EVE anymore, so you train your skills, you come back, then you have your skills trained, and then you get new things to play with. So we're just going to go over what our skills are, what we have trained so far, because the reality is you could come up with any skill plan and you would never ever be able to follow it. Just because eventually you might find some type of ships you like, and you might want to specialize into those ships. So we usually just choose Caldari all the time. So we're just we got like the Galante Frigate 3. I think we got like all of the frigate skills up to level 4. Yeah. Oh, we actually got Galante Destroyer level 4. Oh, interesting. Caldari Destroyer level 4. Yeah. So we don't even have the we don't have a Mara battle cruiser yet. We do have we just researched level 3 cruiser like very recently. Same with Minotaur cruiser level 3. We didn't train that for so long, but now that we have that trained, we could eventually fly the battle cruisers when we finally just train into it. So I think the main thing we're going to focus on is just Caldari frigates. I think we're just trying to get everything up to level 4 at the moment. Maybe at some point we'll be like Caldari frigate just takes 1 week to train, so maybe we'll train Caldari frigate in 1 week or something. Because the main ship that we're going for, the main ship that we want to fly in 1 month, right? You just want to try to figure out what ships do you want to fly when you come back later. What ships would you like to fly in 1 month? Because if you're sitting here playing the game, right? You're playing the game, you're looking at your skill tree, then you're like, geez, this is going to take 7 days to train. That's going to take forever. You're going to come log in the 1 day, you're going to be like, cool, 7 days, 6 days, and then 5 days, and then 4 days. And then you're, at that point, you're going to be like, we don't want to wait 4 days to train. So then you just play some other game. And if we look at the navigation tree, so the only thing that we got here was just Afterburner 4, right? Required for just the Tech 2 Afterburners. So we just got Afterburner 4 just to get the Tech 2 Afterburners. So that just takes like less than 1 day to train. Then everything else is level 3. Maybe we'll get Navigation 2-4 at some point. It's just we'd rather focus on our weapon skills at this point. So we did get CPU management and power grid management up to 5 at some point, right? I think we spent skill points on it. Or maybe we could just train it, right? It just takes like 5 days to train. And you could spend your skill points that you get to train it instantly. Because it's intelligence and memory. Pretty much you just want to try to actually train skills that are perception and willpower based. And then just spend points on intelligence and memory skills at some point. We got weapons upgrades, advanced weapon upgrades. So we didn't actually level that up anymore. And then in these subsystems, we don't have anything in here, just because these are just for Tech 3 frigates, Tech 3 destroyers, required for Tech 3 destroyers. Yeah, if we just look at the Caldari one, it should be like the Jakma or something. Oh, the Tengu. Huh. So if we wanted to fly that, we'd have to get this. What are the requirements to fly this? Oh, if we wanted to fly the Tengu, we could fly this in 1 month. We just have to train these skills to train it. We'd probably just use points to train on that, so it'd probably take less than 1 month. Oh, you would just have to get Caldari Cruiser up to level 5. So I guess as a side product, you also get the Cerberus Cruiser requiring Caldari Cruiser level 5. So that'd be most of the way trained out of that. Then we just have to get energy grid upgrades. Oh, I think that's the one that we need for the oh no, it's not. It's not the one required for covert ops ships. So we think that we wanted to fly in 1 month is probably the Buzzard, right? So we get our skill points, right? If you log in every day, and then you just hit this claim button, you get like 5,000 skill points every day, then it builds up. And eventually if you log in for 30 days and click that button, then you get 150,000 skill points. And then we could probably, so it'd be like 400,000 skill points. We could probably level this up instantly. So we could actually fly this in like a week probably. Yep. And if we go to armor, so we didn't get too much in armor, right? We just got Hull Upgrades 4, that takes forever to train, 10 days. Mechanics doesn't really give you too much. We're doing shield ships, and even our shield skills are level 4. So eventually we'd have to level these up at something. I think this like unlocks the requirements for that ship we were looking at. And then targeting, so we just got like level 3, level 4. So maybe we could raise these to level 4 to increase our targeting speed and targeting range. Well, those are probably other things to train. Plus this is like intelligence and memory, right? Yeah, intelligence and memory. So we don't specifically want to actually train those because we're remapped to perception and willpower, right? As long as we're perception willpower, we try to mostly train perception willpower skills. And then in the gunnery tab, so we did get everything up to level 4, all of the basic guns, we did get them to level 4 eventually. Then we're just working on level 3 medium hybrid turrets. Something we could do is just throw like a small projectile turret, small hybrid turret, and then we'd have both of those trained in 1 week. Then we could use 2 different types of Tech 2 weapons. We could train that up. I think like rockets is the same thing, right? So in like 2 weeks you could use all the base Tech 1 weapons. Or you could even specialize further somehow. You could get the light missiles, right? Because light missiles, it said it was going to take 1 week to train. But we just put it on there and then we left it. And now it's only taken 2.5 days. So that means we were busy doing other things, playing other games for like 4.5 days. And we didn't even realize that the skill was taking 7 days to train. And then we took it off because we're like, maybe there's no big rush to get Tech 2 weapons. But maybe there is a big rush to get Tech 2 weapons. So if you just throw these on the queue and then come back, they will be trained at some point. Then you'd be super surprised how quick time goes by. Yeah, but we got like level 3 and level 4 skills. Pretty much, I think at some point we're going to try to get these up to level 4. But maybe we should get the Tech 2 weapons at some point. And then the drone skills, right? Memory perception. So because it says secondary perception, it actually trains a little bit faster, right? It's not like 4 days, 21 hours like the intelligence and memory skills. and it's not 3 days 11 hours like the perception willpower scales, but 4 days isn't too long. So this is pretty much what our drone skills are looking like. We just got drones 5 to get the 5 drones, and then eventually we'll get light drone operation to get the tech 2 light drones, right? Yep. Electronic systems, cloaking. So we do need to get cloaking up to 5 to be able to get the covert ops cloaking device to use on a Caldari cloaking ship. So as soon as we get this thing, we'll be able to fly through space. Nobody will be able to see where we are. So we could fly and explore low security space and all security space, or wormholes if we want. So the super sick thing about the covert ops ships is that you could just fly around there and nobody could see you, so you could actually do it safely. Somewhat safely. And then everything's just at level 3, right? So these things, these skills will just unlock like the Tech 2 electronic warfare things, right? Sensor dampeners, tracking dampeners, sensor boosters. Got like target painting. This will just give you the Tech 2 target painter. So we're not working on these yet. Electronic warfare would give you the Tech 2 ECM jammers and signal distortions amplifiers. Oh, and it'd give you access to the drones as well. If we got weapon disruption, right? So eventually we'll get these. We just don't use these ships for much of anything. But they would increase your electronic warfare ships propulsion jamming. So this is just to give you the Tech 2 stasis webifier. So if at some point you want to work on these modules, you just go to the electronic systems, and this just works on your electronic warfare system. So do we need like level 5 to get the warp disruptor 2? Oh, it's just level 2 to get the warp disruptor 2. Huh. Cool. And then for scanning, right, we just got like level 3 and level 4 skills. So we pretty much maxed free-to-play skills. And then we got this one. So this one would actually take like 7 days to train. So if you don't want to train it, there's no reason to train it, right? The only thing it does is increases your scan probe strength by 5%, which allowed us to scan level 4 sites in high security. Yeah, because we were scanning sites, we made videos, we didn't release them, we deleted them again. But if you're going scanning sites in high security space, the only way to get level 4 sites is to get this skill up to level 4. So if you want to do scanning and exploration, get that. But if you don't plan to, maybe get it eventually, but there's no reason to actually get it. And then rigging, right? Rigging is still just jury rigging 3 to unlock all of the other rigging skills. And then we just got them up to level 2 for it now. So it says it takes like, we could train 2 of them in 1 day. But if we train like all these to level 3, we could have all of them trained. Or we could just focus on our gunnery and weapon skills. And then in the social tab, so we pretty much just max free to play, right? Security connections, maybe level 2 is free to play. Criminal connections, negotiation, social. So these things probably won't actually help us too much anymore. Because when we're looking at all the guides and everything, they say just run the hidden hideaways, run the refugees, run the Grista scout outpost. Just run those 3 things and then you should make like 200 million to 500 million an hour somehow. Somehow that guy said that he was running for like 4 hours and they made like 4 billion. It's like if you log in, if you just play for like 25 minutes a day or something like that. Maybe it's just like 2 hours a day or something. If you log in for like 2 hours a day, you make like 200 to 500 million just for 2 hours of playing apparently. So all this mining and everything and all these mission running doesn't seem to make sense. You just gotta get good at running those combat sites, I guess, and getting incursions and running the Grista scout outpost, and then running them fast enough that you get the actual drops that are worth money. And then in trade, right, we don't actually trade too much, so we haven't leveled up trade. We've been focusing on weapon skills at the moment. And then biology, pretty much just max biology, free to play to level 3, and that's it. We don't use those stat boosters, and it's more cost effective to actually buy skill injectors instead of use stat boosters. So this thing doesn't actually help us too much at this point, unless they give us like a free thing that we have to put into our character. And then production, So we got Industry 5. So the reason we got this, right, we got skill points and then we put it to Industry. So if you wanted to fly a mining ship, right, if you got bored of combat or something, if you wanted to do mining, like if you do like the adventure, you could just sit there and mine for like 6 million per hour, or if you get better skills, maybe it's like 8 million per hour. But if eventually you wanted to go to the mining barge, you would go to the procurer, you pretty much ignore these ships because they have such weak tank they get blown up. This one has the tank of a battleship. And if you look at the requirements, it would just say you would only need Industry 5, which actually took like 4 days and 21 hours. So it's like 5 days to train Industry 5. So you could train into the mining ship in 5 days. But then the other thing you'd have to train into is resource processing to get the better turrets for it, right? Mining 5 would be the second thing. So you could actually fly this ship in like 5 days. You could fly this ship in less than a week. All you need to do is train Industry 5, that's it. And then if you wanted to upgrade it a bit further, you would have to get Mining 5. Yeah, so Mining 5 would give you access to the modulated strip miner 2s. So that would take like 5 days as well. Pretty much just takes like 5 days for Industry, 5 days for mining. It's actually 4 days and 21 hours, so a little bit less than that. But then once you have the modulated strip miner 2, you would need to get the mining crystals. So you'd actually have to train into these. So it's like 10 days of training to get that. And then to get these, you would just need to get reprocessing 4, right? Reprocessing 4 is like less than a day to train it. And then to get Battleship processing 4, that is 1 day to train it. So we already did that. We spent skill points training this. We got skill points, right? But if you were training, you'd essentially get like 1.5 million on average per month. You get like 1.8 million if you're training purely the skills that you remat for. So it's like an extra 300,000 skill points just for training these exclusively. So you do get a lot of skill points every single month, right? Consider that. If you're training specifically what you're remapped to, you would get 1.8 million skill points. And if something like this just takes like 200,000 skill points, right? If it takes like 200,000 skill points, you could easily get what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you could get like 9 to 10 skills trained a month. But once you have that, you might want to get the other mining crystals. That's where these skills come in. So if you did want to do mining for some reason, it doesn't seem to make sense because there's incursions, combat sites, you just run those to make your money. But if you just wanted to mine, it's easy profit, it's guaranteed profit. You just sit there and you will make like 10 million per hour just mining in the procure. Maybe around like 12 million per hour. And if you wanted to, yeah, so you just need a reprocessing 4 literally. Don't bother getting reprocessing 5 for these because those are just like low security space mining rocks. So you don't even need reprocessing level 5. And then if we go here, so we just got a Battleship processing. Battleship always seems to make the most money. So if you're mining anything, you pretty much always mine Battleship anyways. But if you wanted to mine other things for some reason, you'll be making less money. But Scordite processing would take 1 day. Plague Out Chase would take 1 day. And then Pyroxers would take 1 day. And that's what it would look like. Reprocessing would be 4. Oh yeah. Then if you wanted to go further beyond that, if you wanted to go into ice harvesting. So we haven't actually done ice harvesting. We do have the skill though, right? If you get ice harvesting 5, you get the ice harvester 2, which would go on your ship. So that's how you do ice harvesting. So we do have these skills. Maybe we could do ice harvesting videos or something, just because we've never done it. Same with gas cloud harvesting. If you want to get into gas cloud harvesting, you might want to get level 5 to get the gas cloud harvester 2. So I think this thing's just like twice as good as the other one. And you'd be flying the Venture doing that. Yeah, gas cloud harvesting. So the Venture is the gas cloud harvesting ship. And if you wanted to eventually go into the Prospect. So the cool thing about the Prospect is it has the exact same requirements as the Covert Ops ships. So if we go here, go to the Caldera, right? If we're training into the covert ops ships, we could say the requirements is electronics upgrades 5, and while we are training into the covert ops ships, we're also training into the expedition frigates. So if you wanted to get into gas mining at some point in wormhole space, this would probably be the ship to go, gas mining in wormhole space. So that's the exact same requirements, because this uses black ops. This is a black ops ships. Yeah, so you could cloak and then just fly around everywhere. Nobody would be able to see you except for when you are mining, essentially. But that'd be something super sick to get into. It's just so we could get this, right? We just put our skill points to electronics upgrades 5, get that trained without actually training it. Mining frigate 4, because we get these, right? We get 150,000 skill points in like 9 days. So in 9 days we could pretty much train that. We have skill points saved up just from logging in, right? Log in, do the scaling spree. If it's one NPC, we don't really bother doing it. But our other character said if you kill 10 NPCs, you got 25,000 skill points. We did that one today. So that definitely adds up quick. And then we just have to get the mining frigate up to 5. So I guess that's the same. No, it's the same length as the frigate. Caldera frigate takes 5 days, and then the mining frigate would take 5 days. We just don't have it trained up to level 4. So I guess that's the ships that we're going for, right? If you're looking for a ship to go into, maybe just start with this, the buzzer, the covert ops, which would bring you electronics upgrades 5, which would bring you to Caldera frigate 5 eventually, which would also bring you to this if you wanted to get into more mining, I guess. We'll have to see how this works. It's pretty much just training mining frigate up to 5 at some point, which would take like 7 days to train that, plus the level 4 skill. So we could show you how to fit this out, right? But we already fit it out. We already have one of these ships. So this video is like 20 minutes already. That's alright. So if you wanted to fit out this ship, we'll fit out this ship quick. So we just have to go to mid slots. Then we just go to shield extenders. So I think it can go large, right? Or we should go with the turrets first. So you go to high slots, harvest equipment, strip miners. So you could put the strip miner 1. So you could just put the strip miner 1s here, they'd work pretty good. But the modulated strip miner 2s would be even better. And then you would need charges, right? So we need to fill these up with mining crystals. There we go. So then we'd have to go with Valdispar mining crystal 2, and then it'd be mining 1132 per less than 3 minutes. So these cycles have a 3-minute cycle timer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd fill with the venture in like 6 minutes, something like that. Oh no, a little bit longer. Yep. So then we would need to get some shields. Well, let's go to the bottom. Let's fit out everything except for these shields first. So we definitely want a damage control, right? We want a mining upgrades. Mining upgrades 1 does work good, but we got the mining upgrade 2. So eventually you might want to get mining upgrades up to level 4 just to get the mining upgrades if you were doing mining for some reason. Then you pretty much just get the damage control, right? So go to hull and armor, go to damage control 2, and you just throw the damage control 2 on here. So we want to keep our defense and HP as high as possible, right? And then we don't actually need an afterburner or anything, because this thing moves so slow, right? We'll show you. If you put an afterburner, it doesn't make any difference at all. Yeah. Or maybe it could fit this one or something. No, it can't. It can't even fit the 10M in. Yeah, so if we look at our navigation, right? Where is it? 184 miles per second. So if we were to put like this one, the other one doesn't fit. 218 miles per second. So there's absolutely no reason to put an afterburner on this ship. Doesn't help you move at all. You'd be scouting the fields and then creating bookmarks, and then you'd warp to the bookmarks right beside the asteroids anyways. So you can just go with large shield extenders, right? We can fit these. Oh no, we can't. You could fit a medium shield extender, so we usually just go with like medium shield extender 2, medium shield extender 2. Oh, it doesn't fit. And then we must have went with 3 shield hardeners, right? Probably just went with like EM thermal kinetic, EM hardener. So we have the Tech 2 ones, right? We trained up to get the Tech 2 shield hardeners, 44 resistance. Thermal shield hardener 2. So you could use the Tech 1s if you don't have the Tech 2. This just requires what? Tactical shield management 4. I think that just takes like 2 days to train or something. 2 days and 12 hours. Yeah, or you could just spend skill points to train tactical field, because it's intelligence and memory skill, right? So we have that one on thermal, and then we'd just be looking for the kinetic one, kinetic shield hardener 2, and then we can throw that on the ship. Now we have 52,000 EHP, so that's pretty good. We have all these resistances here, 6,000 armor, 6,000 shields, structure, and then we could put rigs on the ship. So the best thing that we always find is just putting shield extender rigs, right? It's pretty much just the field extenders, just because it increases your shield amount and it increases your recharge rate a little bit. So it's mostly just increasing your shield amount, because these have stacking penalties, right? If we were to put like resistance rigs, they'd be penalized and they wouldn't give as much. Plus, if the enemy is not even using that damage type, the resistance shields would be doing absolutely nothing. So all of our resistance are like 50, 61, 71, 57. So they're all pretty good. They're all above 50. So we just go field extenders, which would give us another, what, 1,500 shield points. This will give us another more shield points, 13.5 shield points, 15.5 shield points. And then we got 65,000 EHP. So that's pretty much what you would put on this ship. And then you just need drones, right? So you just need drones. So for the drones, you just go with what? Light drones, light scout drones. And then you just throw hobgoblins in here. Then you just fill it with hobgoblins. And then the hobgoblins would protect your ship. So you could even keep like 5 hobgoblins out at a time. There's no point doing mining drones, right? Mining drones, they barely mine anything. Pretty much most of your mining is just coming from your mining lasers anyways. So there's how you get this ship, if you wanted to get this ship for some reason. We spent skill points, but we don't really use it. Maybe we'll use it. We always mine so much before, right? Because that's how you start into the game. So we didn't talk about blueprints. So we went through everything here, right? We got production, Industry 5, Advanced Industry. That's not really trained up too much. Science, we just got a bit of metallurgy, research, scientific, laboratory operation. We need to get that at some point so we can get more blueprints researched at the same time. Resource processing, we just got what? Ice harvesting, glass cloud, mining, and we just got the crystals so that we could mine all the different types of ores in high security space. Planet management, we haven't done planet management. Maybe we could explore planet management again. Structure management, we don't use that for anything. So the final thing, so just make sure that your ship's tanked out, right? If you have 65,000 effective hit points, it would take a lot of ships to blow up your ship. How many ships would it take? Did they do like 3,000? 3,000? Is that what it was? 3,000 over 10 seconds? So if somebody wanted to come and blow up your ship, they would need like at least 25 catalysts. 22 or 23. Yeah. If somebody wanted to come to high security space to blow up your procure, they'd need to bring like 25 catalysts. 25 ships worth 5 million each. So you spend like 110 million. They just spend like 110 million in all their time just to blow up your ship, just to not get anything. Or if they're using vexors or something, that'd be what, twice as much damage? But the vexors cost like 30 million or something. See, I would need that, like, yeah, the same thing. Regardless, this is the best ship to go mining with, we think, just because it has the most tank. You have no worry about getting blown up. You go mine anywhere. And then the final thing, I guess, was just industry, right? If you log into your characters every day, you don't even have to play the game, but you just log in, do your science jobs, go do blueprints. So we still have our alts doing this, right? You have 3 characters on your account, so you pretty much log into your characters, do your blueprints, maybe do a skilling spree if you want. So this will take 8 days to research, but that doesn't matter at all, right? 8 days seems like so long, but as soon as you hit the start researching button, that 8 days has started counting down, so it actually won't seem too long, right? Just because we got 3 characters researching like 15 blueprints at once, we could definitely level up our laboratory operation to get advanced laboratory operation, which would allow us to put 9 research jobs at once. So eventually we would want to get that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, if you go to the regional marketplace, you just buy one of those small skill injectors, and if you just give it to your alt, so we thought of that, right? If you just buy like one of these things, pilot services, small skill injector, this will give you like 100,000 points. So I think we need like 2 of these. So I don't know, I guess if you had like 260 million, you could give this to your alt. Or you could go a large skill injector if you wanted to give your alts like 500,000 skill points. So this would be something you could do in like 2 weeks, right? If you were playing the game or something, 2 weeks you could maybe get like 660 million, buy a large skill injector, send it to your alt character. Your alt would have 500,000 skill points to spend, and then your alt character could go further into science if they want. And then your alt character could just instantly research laboratory operation, and then instantly get laboratory operation up to level 4, and then they would be able to do 9 research jobs. And you could even like research these or something. Like, put this on here, make it so that they could research faster, and then production, you could throw out this on here, reduction in research times. Yeah, and then eventually we could do production, right? We were looking at them. We have like all of these blueprints saved up. So we see like this took like 7 days or something. So it took like 2 weeks to, one of them. Some of them take like 8 days, some of them take like 4 days to train, some of them take like a day and a half or something. Some of them take like 2 days, 4 days, 7 days, 8 days. Some of them take like 10 days. But eventually they'll be fully researched, and then we could eventually look at using them. Because all you'd have to do is just bring it to the production center, use the blueprint. If you go to manufacturing, so one of these missiles was able to make us like 4 million per day just making the missiles. So you just look through the blueprints and see what they manufacture for. Try to find the ones that'll make you money. We just don't want to sit here and worry about manufacturing and buying and selling everything. We're all good just logging in, doing our daily challenges, logging into our alt characters, and then checking the industry tab. If our alt characters have can do 10,000 or 25,000 skill points from a skilling spree, we'll do that. Yeah, but they're also doing their own blueprints. Yeah, we already went over that. Alright, hello. So we'll just do a couple clips of this character. So this video is going to be like 40 minutes long, I guess. So if we're on our alt character, this character's remapped to intelligence and memory, right? We remapped our main character to perception and willpower. He's going to focus on leveling ships and leveling weapon systems, so he'll deal with all the combat. And our alt characters can do science and production. So they're remapped to intelligence and memory so that they train those skills faster. So it doesn't actually say 3 days and 11 hours. So it also shows how much the remapping and the implants help. Because our main characters, he's remapped and he has the implants. So he says 4 days and 21 hours. So just with just remapping itself without having any implants, it's actually saved 1 day of training. So this character actually trains the skills 1 day faster than our main character. And if we get the implants right, so it costs 10 million for the intelligence implant, 10 million for the memory implant, and then that would bring this training skill down to 3 days and 11 hours. So just getting the implants would save 10 hours off of training these skills. So you could literally train both of these in 1 week if you wanted, right? If you had like a laboratory operation, you get an advanced laboratory operation. So that actually costs like 20 million to buy this skill book. So I guess you'd have to get 20 million to buy the skill book as well. Although it would definitely be worth it, right? Each of these blueprints is worth like 15 million on average, so it's saving you like 15 million. Some of them are actually worth like 30 million, so we're getting up to blueprints that are actually worth more. But you would definitely be able to research 9 blueprints at once if you got that on there. And then science is actually required for researching better blueprints, right? Science 5, I wanted to show information about it. So if we show information about it, say science 5 is required for all of these things. So if you want to get into Tech 2 research and production, I guess, because you'd be researching them, getting the blueprints, and then you'd have to produce with them. You would actually have to start learning these skills. So I guess you would need Science 5 on your alt character. And it is required for flying ships too, right? Pretty sure it's required for flying some types of ships too. Some ship needed Science 5. It was the flycatcher. It was this one, right? If you want to fly this for some reason, you need Science 5 anyways. Yeah, so it should be able to fly some type of Tech 2 ships. But the main thing we were looking at here was the blueprints, right? We have our alt characters. We just have the one account, right? We're just playing with one account. We just have 3 characters on them. They're mainly just there to research blueprints at the moment. So you're researching, what are these? Projectile turrets? Hybrid turrets. You're researching hybrid turrets and hybrid ammunition. So during all of this time, we've been playing for like 1 month and 10 days. So like disregarding the extra 4 million of skill points that we put to our main character, which you could just easily enough get by doing the incursions and combat sites and getting the hundreds of millions by getting lucky by getting the good drops on those sites. You could just speed up training anyways. But we have all of these, right? This character is researching all these ammunition blueprints and the weapon blueprints. So we have all of the ammunition almost researched. Now we're researching the blueprints. So it says it takes 8 days to research, right? But the 8 days will go by in no time. These are already pretty much done by the end of the day. And then 2 days, that'll be done. And then we just go here and then just add more blueprints to be researched. So these are actually going to be fully researched when those ones are done. Then we just start out researching these ones. Yeah, it takes 8 days, but that doesn't matter. So we'll just go in the 3rd character to see what they are researching. Alright, so we're just on the 3rd character for a sec, right? So we're just here, we have Laboratory Operation 5. Maybe we might actually want Science if we want to get into more researching. Pretty sure eventually we'd need to get like Industry 5, which our main character has already. And then maybe Advanced Industry would give us something. But if you look at the blueprints here, right? Got 6 days, 4 days, 4 hours, 2 days, 1 day. And you've just been researching different types of blueprints, right? You've been doing projectile ammo. So this person's been doing projectile ammunition. So we just researched projectile ammunition blueprints, and now they're fully researched. And we're researching projectile weapons. Yeah, we have fully researched projectile weapons now too. So these are like the medium turrets. These are the light turrets. Small guns, medium guns. Yep, then we got small ammunition, medium ammunition. So pretty much just start with all the things that frigates would use, and pretty much all the things that destroyers would use. And then just work our way up, right? Because later it's probably going to say you put your job in here. Maybe it says it's going to take 10 days or 14 days. I think some things it says it even takes like 30 days. We were trying to put our Caldari shuttle on there. It says it's going to take 30 days to research 1/2 of the Caldari shuttle blueprint. which probably doesn't even make any sense, right? The colour shell is so cheap, so maybe we'd want to research that. But if we're looking at ship blueprints, because we're actually looking at the research times of ship blueprints, maybe it'd make more sense to buy the ship blueprints fully researched, right? Because you can research them yourself, right? You just have to go find contracts. Or if you didn't want to research them yourself, right? Like, let's just look at this. So we know these things, they might sell for like around like 15 million, right? Yeah, he's selling some for like 12 million. So that seems about right. So if we were to go to ships, if we were to go to even like frigates or something, right? If we want to make Caldari frigates, if we wanted to make Heron blueprints. So how do we view in contracts? Oh, here we go. Find in contracts. So we fully researched a Heron blueprint. Okay, yeah, like 32 million, 34 million. So considering how long this thing actually takes to research, right? If we were to have this here, we have it looking, if we were to research it, 50 days to fully research that blueprint. Oh, facility. But we want to be researching it at the other place, right? If we were doing it at the research labs, it'd be 28 days. So that's a huge difference, right? 50 days compared to 28 days just for doing it in the research lab, actually. Yep. So instead of actually sitting here and researching this for 60 days, yeah, 47 days to train that. But if we were in this facility, it would take 26 days. So it would take like almost 2 months to actually train this blueprint. So something we could do is we could research the small ammunitions and weapons that research so quickly. Maybe see if we could sell those or something. I don't know if we're going to be able to sell them or something. But considering this would take like 2 months to train, maybe it would make sense just to find some way to make money and then just actually buy these blueprints. Yes, there is a way to research all the blueprints that don't take too long to research at all. And then just buy the blueprints that do take a long time to research. If it seems like the value, time versus how much it costs, right? These things might take like 16 days to train. Maybe they worth like 16 to 20 million or something. That thing takes like 2 months. That thing's like 35 million. But we'll get more into it later. We'll end the video. This video is a pretty long video. So it's just what to do when you're not playing the game and still make progress in the game. So we're not playing the game, but we're still making tons of progress, right? This character's got kill 10 enemies, get 25,000. I think our main character got kill 10 enemies as well. Maybe this character has 39,000 skill points we could spend at some point on something, and it would save training. It's pretty much you just log into your alt character. All of our alt characters can fly destroyers, right? So our alt character is just sitting in a station here with a level 1 security agents. So we're just in the perimeter, right? In perimeter, there's level 1 security agents. Just dock your alt character at a security agent. If there's a good scaling spree mission to do today, then just do a level 1 security mission. Get 25,000 skill points. If it says you only get 2,500 skill points, might as well not even do the security mission.